Okay, I didn't have a Valentine this year, but that's okay because I had a Palentine. You guys see her in the background of all of my videos. Holly, my Cavalier King Charles Spaniel dog. I am so in love with her. She is my best friend. And like, who needs a Valentine when you have that? There's no more unconditional love than the one you share with your dog. I have someone to watch 6 hours of reality TV with me. We cuddle, we snuggle, we sleep together. And so if that's not true love, like, I don't know what is. And so because Holly is so important to me, I always want to make sure I'm giving her food with the highest quality ingredients, and that's why she eats Ollie. It's real fresh food that your dog will love and devour, which is the best way to show them your love every single day. And because they're giving you everything, the least we can do is make them a dinner that's really good, that they enjoy, and that is also healthy for them. Celebrate your number one Valentine, your greatest love, your dog. Head to ollie.com/she'sallbatch, tell them about your dog, and use code she'sallbatch to get 60% off your welcome kit when you subscribe today. Plus, they offer a happiness guarantee on the first box, so if you're not completely satisfied, you'll get your money back. That's Ollie, OLLIE.com/she'sallbatch, and enter code she'sallbatch to get 60% off your first box.
She said it because of his wet blanket energy. Unhinged. That's actually unhinged. Hello and welcome to She's All Batch. I'm Stefanie.
And I'm Jackie.
And we are recapping the finale and the reunion of season 4 of Traitors.
Of the Traitors. Oh my God. Like, literally, is Maura in the room with us right now? Guys, doesn't Stefanie look like Maura? I was complimenting her outfit before we got on. Yes. We're trying to go for like a Traitors look. Stefanie nailed it way better than I did, but that's okay.
Well, I like yours as well. She's wearing a cute little, is it houndstooth?
I don't think this is houndstooth because it's the boxes.
Oh, well, I can't really see that far away either. Jackie's pretty far from me.
Yeah, it's more like checkered, like plaid-ish, but you get the gist. You
had all of 2 minutes notice. I texted Jackie literally 5 seconds ago before getting on this call, and I'm like, by the way, I'm dressing up like Traitors. Okay, bye.
But you have like honestly, I was saying, if Stefanie ever got picked for like real person Traitors, like you should wear that. You look like you got styled to be on Traitors.
Thanks.
Like you're giving your little ITM right now.
Fashion Nova. I'm pretty sure this was like $40.
Link it down
below. No free ads, but that is the truth. Okay, I mean, let's get into this finale.
Yes.
Wow. I loved it. Did you
so good.
Love it?
I loved it too. Yeah. I am also wanting to pat ourselves on the back though, because like it went exactly kind of how I thought it was going to go. I almost wish I was surprised. Like I wish maybe like Maura figured something out, or Eric really turned around to win it for himself, or like something shocking. But, you know, the cards fell where they fell, and it happened the way it was supposed to happen. And I'm happy, and it was good.
There is something to be said about the fact that, like, the high I was on yesterday, all during the day, like, so excited for this finale and this reunion. And while there was speculation, there wasn't any confirmation. And there is something to be said about a spoiler-free show.
Totally.
And like, I know Peacock has done a really good job at keeping stuff locked down, even from their own like employees.
I know some may say too good a job, but I guess it worked out because there were no leaks.
And I was so excited because I didn't know what was going to happen. And even when like, I don't know, obviously the end result of Rob winning was, that's what made me happy. But getting there, it wasn't like a clear path to the end. I do think they made it kind of a nail biting finale the whole way through. Like you didn't know if Maura was going to finally come to her senses. Like they gave her 3 chances, like throughout the entire episode.
And there were chances where maybe like Eric could have turned, or there were also opportunities where Rob kind of had the freedom to decide how he wanted to win. Because if Rob wanted to win with Eric, he 100% could have, but he made the choice he made to win all himself. So let's get into it because there's so much to unpack.
So we predicted correctly on last recap that Mark was going to be the one who was eliminated. I then, though, changed my theory on TikTok, and that theory is completely wrong, but I thought it was going to be Johnny and be eliminated.
Yeah.
But, like, close enough because I said it on the podcast, and I feel like that's what matters more.
Totally, that's what matters more. As soon as this happened, I literally was like, yes, Rob wins, just because I felt like everything was falling in line the way we thought it was going to. I mean, Mark was the correct answer. That's really, I think, the only way this would have played out so much in Rob's favor.
What's funny at this point is that Maura is genuinely confused why she hasn't been sent home yet. Natalie just said last episode I know it's Rob, and I know he's protecting me. It's like she planted the seed that just
Yeah.
didn't grow in Maura's head. Like she refused to see the evidence even when it was right directly in front of her.
I know. I think the girl must have had some sort of hookup, at the very minimum, crush blinders, but at the very maximum, I feel like there was something going on between the two of them. And you know what? We've all been, Maura, blinded by our crush that's like lying to our face day in and day out. But we need to like unpack that too, because I feel like they were in so many times in the castle so like even touchy-feely with each other. Like, why are Rob and Maura like walking around holding hands in the castle?
They were. I saw
Yes.
Johnny and Tara do that.
I don't know if it was from after the round table or I literally wrote it down. I was like, okay, Rob and Maura casually holding hands as they walk from one room to another.
Yeah, they definitely downplayed whatever was going on between them when that question was brought up at the reunion.
They also answered it in past tense, if you realize. Like, Maura said, we were genuinely just friends. If you were just friends with someone and nothing ever happened between the two of you, wouldn't you say we are genuinely just friends?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know that's like semantics, but
I still don't believe them. Like I don't believe even his face. Like he kind of looked at her, she looked back at him. Like they were almost trying to figure out what their answer was. Totally. Going to be.
And if it's not an immediate like, no, we never hooked up, we're just friends, then it's a yes. Yes, yeah, exactly.
Totally. Okay, so with 5 people left, I have come to the conclusion that Maura is screwed either way, because you're either on team Johnny and Tara, who they say they would have split it with Maura. Guys, you mean to tell me if the skating twins got to the final 3, they both wouldn't just team up and knock Maura out to get more money for themselves? Like, totally. So Maura was screwed regardless, whether she went on Rob and Eric's team or Johnny and Tara.
Yeah, that's so true. Ugh. Oh, poor Maura. She should have had more alliances in the castle. Like, to really just blindly go in only trusting Rob.
This is when I got kind of excited about what was going to happen, because we have Tara pulling Maura away, trying to explain that Eric's the traitor and then also Rob. And Maura either was telling Tara the truth or she deserves an Oscar, because I mean, I fully believed for a second that Maura was going to turn on Rob and Eric. Like, I really thought that Tara was getting through to her. Did you?
Me too. No, I didn't know, because a lot of the editing is really choppy too, if you notice. Like, I feel like a lot of the times when Tara specifically was saying like Rob is a traitor, I never saw her mouth say it. And that's one thing about this show that I would love to see the raw footage for most of this, because a lot of these big moments, and I don't know if it's just that they have only so much time to fill in an episode and they're just filming all the time, so of course everything has to be really chopped down, or they're really manipulating storylines, but like things are choppy. And so I really would love to know how things are actually going down, because I don't think I ever really saw Tara say Rob is a traitor in her mouth when she was talking to Maura. Right,
and which could totally just be like a confessional soundbite or something that they're just putting in that scene. No, exactly. I just don't get why Johnny wasn't talking to people either, but also when Tara tried to convince Maura that it was Rob, why use any other strategy other than look me in the eye, trust me, it's Rob. Like, that's not a reason to vote for someone. Look me in the eye, trust me. Like, say, listen, Maura, you're still here. Think about who's your best friend in the house. The Candiace breadcrumb, 2 separate times. There's a lot of reasons to point to Rob. What Natalie said, how we all last roundtable last week tried to vote him out and then no one ended up doing it. Like, put all of this together and convince her. Don't just say, trust me. And like, I once again was getting a little annoyed at Johnny and Tara this episode, because like, you don't know that one another are for sure not the traitor. So the fact that you speak so confidently of one another is really, really annoying. You're not the traitor, but you didn't know that at the time. So your credibility is nothing.
I know. They were never going to be strategic and smart enough to actually turn the tables on this and win this game. Like, as much as they thought they could maybe try to sway Maura, I just don't think they have the strategy to do it.
Like, call Rob out again. Make him explain more in depth what happened with Candiace. Like, explain it, other than, I don't know, I thought it was weird. Like, press him.
Totally.
You guys had such an opportunity to pull this thing out and you just didn't. They all said at the reunion, like, there were so many things that they should have done, that they should have said, and he deserves to win. moving over to the mission when he's the one jumping out of a helicopter and adding like $25,000 to the prize pot.
No, I knew it was going to be Rob who jumps in to like get the good faith of everyone, to once again like be the hero so everyone feels bad turning on him.
Oh, I just thought like Maura's not going to do it, and there was only 2 of them, so like he kind of had to. But also when he added so much money to the prize pot, I was like, you guys think you deserve it? When literally to that episode alone, it was like 25 grand that he added to the prize pot.
Yeah. I know, but couldn't neither of them have jumped in and just not done it?
But why would they do that?
I don't know, just because it's scary. And
but
it's
do you
cold.
think Rob's ego is going to allow for him to be like, never mind, like I don't need the 25 grand. Like it's Rob.
No, I know. But like I feel like he was motivated by looking like the good guy to everyone. But yes, I agree. Like he deserves it more than anyone. More than Eric too. No offense at Eric. I still like justice for Eric though.
Oh yeah, no, we'll get to Eric. But
Yeah.
wait, also can we point out that with the whole jumping out of the helicopter thing, he jumps out and I was like, wait, there's 5 minutes left. He has to collect all those things and swim back to the thing. I'm like, there's physically no way that he can do that. And we have some tea that I think we can share now.
For sure.
Okay.
I mean, guys, the timer's fake. Do you know this? I think that has been said on podcasts before. I don't know if that's like brand new knowledge to everyone, but I mean, to Stefanie's point, put the clues together. That was physically impossible for him to do that all in 5 minutes.
Yes. No, but we actually know from a contestant who told us but didn't tell us on air, if you catch my drift. Which reminds me, if you haven't checked out our interview with Bergie from yesterday, go check it out. It's on YouTube and it's on, obviously, on your podcast platform. It's a good one. We asked the burning Q&A that you have about every single season.
Yeah, like all the ins and outs of like how they do like the ITMs, mornings, breakfast, turrets, castle. It's good. I think he like shared a lot with us. He's very open.
How involved production actually is. One of the craziest things he said was how producers actually provide a lot of the outfits for the people.
Yeah.
And he said he tried to
that.
bring his clothes, like he took his best shot at shopping and producers didn't like anything and provided him with clothes for every single episode.
So I wonder how many other people are doing that too.
Right. So
meanwhile, I thought everyone was bringing their best stylist little fits.
I do think that.
Maura
I think
would
it's a
never.
mix of
Maura's
both.
definitely bringing her outfits. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
For sure.
Right, Maura? You literally are Maura,
Oh.
right? You look like her too. Like I feel like I'm literally doing this podcast with Maura.
That is the nicest thing in the world because I don't think I'm obsessed with a girl more than her. Like
She's
I could
stunning. Beautiful woman, yes.
probably the best looking person I've ever seen in my life. And I keep saying it to my husband and he won't like give in. He won't just say like another girl is pretty for some reason. He's like, yeah, but, and like we'll point something out that's wrong with her. And I'm like, okay, you don't trust me.
Be like, hey, I look the same as her, so it's okay
But I
that you
don't.
say
That's
she's
insane.
hot. No, you
I'm
do.
wearing a plaid blazer dress. It's okay.
No, and your face too.
That's insane. Thank you though. That's like
You
the biggest
look
compliment in the
beautiful
world.
right now. Yeah. Okay, not to be
you.
shady towards
Jesus.
Maura though, but like I will say, have you seen older videos of her? And,
Okay.
and this is no shade to anyone getting any work done. I've gotten work done. Like it's fine, but like she doesn't look that way by birth. It's
Okay.
It's
I have
injectables.
a bone to pick with that when people say that, only because it's like people say it about Kylie Jenner all the time. That
Yeah.
does not mean that Kylie Jenner today is not one of the most beautiful women in
No,
the world.
yeah, no, of course. I
So
agree.
it's like, okay, if I could get work done and I could look like one of the most beautiful women in the world, it's so what if it's work? It's still me. Like, because you
For
need
sure.
to have a good starting point too. They can't just
yeah,
make
no,
everyone.
she was beautiful before and beautiful
Yeah.
after. I agree. I'm just saying. But Stefanie, you haven't gotten any work done, and I'm telling you right now, you look just like Maura.
Thank you.
With the work. So
Please don't-
just take the compliment. Yeah.
Don't disagree too hard in the comments because it'll hurt my feelings.
They're like, Jackie, what are you talking about? It's like, no,
Seriously.
anyway.
So yes, so the timers basically they purposely make it so that they end at the very last second. Conveniently, how Rob.
Right. Like, did you guys realize every single challenge, they go up until the very, very last second? Even though dry January is over, I'm still enjoying being a part of the Nowadays No Hangover Club. And the thing about the No Hangover Club is that the first and only rule is that you can't get a hangover. And you're probably wondering, how is that even possible if you're going out and still partying? But the fact of the matter is you don't have to trade a fun night for a painful morning. We're getting too old for that, guys. Nowadays is a zero-proof THC-infused beverage that delivers a clean, balanced buzz with no hangover, no bloat, and no regrets. It's just a smooth taste and a social lift that actually feels good, which is just a smarter way to be out drinking and socializing. So whether you're pouring it over ice or just cracking it open in a ready-to-sip can, you can still have a fun night out without having a horrible morning the next morning. So if you're feeling similarly and want to cut back on your alcohol and try Nowadays, you can visit trynowadays.com/allbatch to get 30% off your order. That's trynowadays.com/allbatch and use all batch at checkout. That's ALLBACH. Drink responsibly, must be 21 or older. How are they allowed to do that though when they are competing for money? Like, my understanding of why shows like this are so different from The Bachelor is because when you're competing for money, there are way more strict rules of what production can and can't like manipulate in the competition versus like Bachelor, they're just kind of dating. It's more docu style that like producers can manipulate whatever they want because the stakes are low.
There could be a clause though in the rules that the timer can be switched based on production's like input. Like there could be like a little caveat that says,
but it's like if they're playing for money, production technically could. I know they want them to win the money because it makes for a better show, but like production could, if the clock is fake, they could always make it so that they never get any money. And that's not fair.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that. I think
I'm not trying to like.
No, I'm not. I'm
grill
trying to figure
you for having all the answers to these legal questions, even though you're literally dressed also like Elle Woods, lawyer.
Your Honor, I think that there is a cap at like of how much money they can make. So it's not like they're cheating for these people and getting them more money than they should have. Maybe every season they're capped at, okay, well, $200,000 is what someone's winning. We don't care how they win it, but by the end they're going to win it. So that's why the timers don't really matter. And they just use it.
Yeah, and I guess there's a difference between affecting like the amount of the pot, which probably like regardless of how much money they get in all of these individual challenges, I think sometimes if they don't even get enough by the end, didn't that happen in season 1 where they just like then gave them the rest to make the pot as big as possible, but they're not manipulating like who's going to win that money.
Yeah.
Because the challenges aren't determining that. So I guess in that sense, it's fine.
Maybe we should ask another contestant for some clarification.
Seriously.
Here.
Also, too, I feel like Maura and Rob in the helicopter, once again, his arm was over hers the whole time. And once again, I feel like they're just having these moments where it's further solidifying Rob's position as boy who's going to screw over Maura.
Oh, see, I thought like they looked like they were on a bachelor date in that helicopter.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, she's getting too in her feels. Like, it's clouding her judgment because she's getting quality time with Rob in the helicopter. Like, if it was Rob and Eric up there, maybe things would have gone differently and she would have come to her senses because she would have been down there with Johnny and Tara and they could talk to her.
I think he screwed over Eric because he wanted to be able to let Maura down in private. If he didn't screw over Eric, then they would have turned on Maura together. And then that's how Maura's finding out. But instead, he got to do it like alone, face to face, and like explain himself.
Oh, how nice of him.
Well, whereas I think if like it was just, it turns green for him and Eric, and she just stands there with her red, like, wait, what? She would be escorted out and just have to leave. Like there wouldn't be much of a ending there. And I think he needed to explain to his girl.
You're giving him a lot of credit that he cares about Maura's feelings. I feel like it was more like he just wanted to be able to say that he won the Traitors, that he was a traitor from day one. He won the game, him alone, and he could take all the credit for it. Because I don't even think he actually cares that much about the money. It's more just about, like he said, he's a very competitive person, and now he can say he won the show. Versus like last season when there was 4 faithfuls who all won. It's like, can you really say you like won the Traitors when you won it with like 5 people? Yeah, exactly. Like Dolores, you didn't win. I'm sorry.
That's offensive.
Even though you technically did, like it's so offensive that you get to say that you won the Traitors in the same way that Rob won the Traitors. Like that's not the same.
No. And like now bringing up last season compared to this season in terms of like excitement throughout the entire season, Like, having 4 faithfuls win is like the worst ending. That is so boring. Like, it was exciting going into this finale because we're like, either the guy we've been rooting for the whole time is going to win, or we're going to be so on the edge of our seats, it's going to be like explosive television. Like, both are great. So, like, it was a win-win. Whereas faithfuls, it's like, did they even get out a traitor in the end, or was it just faithfuls?
Remember, Kate like self-eliminated herself, or she did something like so obvious. Like, they knew that there was still a traitor there, and she was the only person who voted green to end the game. And then they obviously just like quickly voted her out because it was so obvious. But she was so over it at that point. She didn't even want to be a traitor, so she was the last traitor.
That's not like, this was they almost need to like blueprint this and replicate it, because this is probably the best season of the 4. Don't you
ending
agree?
Wise? I would say
think
so.
Season wise too. Aside from I think it was episode
I
8.
love the Suri one when she screws over Ari.
But that season as a whole, I don't think compares to this season. I think they've kind of ironed out the kinks as they go on, and I think next season will be even better, like as they learn. And maybe we'll be on it.
Ugh, we would be such a good duo too. See, but we wouldn't be like Tara and Johnny. Sorry, no offense. If I'm picked to be a traitor, I'm not going to feel like I can't lie to you.
No, I would love that. Like, lie to me.
I know. What amazing television that would be.
It would be great. And like, we should go in and pretend like we don't know each other, just like Johnny and Tara.
And then we'll do a big reveal. Guys, we actually host a podcast together. It's like, guys, that's public knowledge. It's on the internet.
But they don't have their phones.
True.
Hold on, I want to bring up a note that I have about Johnny and Tara, because like, okay, this is one complete note. The way that Maura looks at Rob, that woman is in love. Johnny and Tara have literally no identity. Wow. Like, why is every sentence, even in the reunion, Tara's still talking for Johnny and saying, well, Johnny and I feel like, you speak
like, you guys
for yourself.
Aren't married. Like, they speak as if they really are like one unit in life.
I don't speak for my husband either, though. Like, why can't you just, like, you have a thought and you have a thought and you guys can both talk? Like, you're holding hands all over the castle. It was getting really old. When they were split up, I was so happy. I thought she was going to self-eliminate. I really did. Like, because she's not going to want to fly home on her flight without Johnny. I bet you he waited for her. Like, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way they're flying alone.
Do you think they fly out, like, as they get out? Or I feel like they must stay in the hotel until it's done, right?
I don't think it. I mean, that's a good question.
No,
we should have asked
Bergie.
I think. Well, I know for Bachelor, like, they fly home because people usually don't know you're filming at the time, so it doesn't matter if they see you.
Yeah, but don't Bachelor, they keep the end people?
That's what I was going to say. Like, at the end, when you know who's filming, you know who's in the finals, they'll keep you in your hotel for a couple more days so that, like, when you do go home, it's not obvious. Yeah. Remember when people used to figure out, like, people were home from a reality show because they'd start posting on Instagram? So, like, keeping them away from, like, real life definitely helps.
For sure.
But, I was annoyed with Johnny and Tara this entire episode. And
season, for that matter.
But there are people that were, like, really rooting for them to win. There was a whole conspiracy theory on TikTok that Mark actually won because he got a tattoo that people deem a traitor's tattoo, which I don't understand why.
What was the tattoo?
It's like, it has a crown, and it says, like, it's like a traitor's, I don't know, like the sword maybe. It's not.
Okay, but like, that's also fine. He was on the show Traitors. If he wants to get a tattoo about it, go for it.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he wins.
He was commenting back to people in comment sections and alluding to the fact that he wins. So much so that people were, like, spreading that rumor. People commented it to me. But again, knowing that the real spoilers weren't out, I was like, all right, go ahead, say he wins. Like, it doesn't mean he wins.
Right, if that's what you think, sure.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
I thought maybe Johnny and Tara were going to, like, turn this round table, and I thought maybe they actually had a chance, but of course it did not go that way.
Once again, if you just, like, pressed a little bit more on the information you have, you had a good shot. Like, the second Tara says that Eric said Maura's name in the car, Guys, I actually yelled. I was really nervous and angry that this was going to go the other way, like really, really nervous. And when she brought that up, I was like, that was your best move of the season. Like, make Maura, who's supposed to be trusting you right now, doubt you and then they win. And I really thought for a second that Maura was going to turn and vote for Eric. And then Rob would have been screwed.
I was getting so frustrated with him because it's like, dude, you gotta like make up a theory in your brain. Like it was so obvious. What I think it was, maybe they were coming back from the challenge and it was Eric, Johnny, and Tara in the car, and Tara's trying to like talk to Eric, and he has no theory, no information. She's like, well, like, who do you think? And he's like, yeah, like, I don't know. But it's like, well, there's obviously definitely one, if not two traitors left in the faithful's brains because they don't know like for sure. Eric, you have to be thinking like a faithful. A faithful wouldn't at this point in time have no theories on anyone. He's just like,
what would you have said then in that moment though? Because Johnny and Tara were in the car, so he doesn't want to say it's them. Rob, he doesn't want to like throw his name out, and Maura,
but like maybe you have to throw Rob's name out because Rob had no problem screwing you over at some point. I think it's like pretty hard for two traitors to win together.
While I'm happy Rob won alone, I thought he was going to split with Eric only because while Eric didn't do as much as Rob, Eric was crucial to Rob getting to the end.
Yeah.
I don't think if he had Eric doing everything he was saying, he wouldn't have had the numbers to get there.
Yeah, no, they were a good team at the end there.
I don't know. I felt like in the car when they were asking Eric about it, he kind of was backed into a corner. He had to say Maura, like, and he didn't really even say it. He was just like, yeah, maybe. Like, he was kind of wishy-washy about it, right?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, have a stronger point of view. And if Maura is the one he's going with, like, make up some evidence. Like, oh, I saw Maura doing XYZ, this thing, and this is why I think that. You can't just say, like, this late in the game to say, like, oh, I don't know, maybe Maura.
Well, I guess why can't he say, I think it's Johnny, and tell him? That night you're going to tell him anyway at the round table.
That
why
too,
are you lying?
Yeah.
Or
he could have said to both Johnny and Tara, like, hey, I think it's actually both of you.
Yeah.
At least he has a point of view. And then he comes off as a faithful because it at least shows that he was thinking about it.
Yeah.
It's so obviously a traitor move to not be thinking about who it could be.
True. Yeah.
You know?
Because, yeah, it would make you look more consistent and more confident if you said, I think it's you guys. Sorry.
Right. At least you're thinking, you know?
Right. And we're past the point of like, well, I don't want to upset them because they're not going to be on my side. They're already not on your side.
Right. And it's down to so few people. It's like you have to point fingers at everyone.
I made a note that I was mad that Eric didn't defend himself enough at the round table when they basically just were saying, you're too quiet. You're like, you don't have an opinion. I wish he said like, well, first of all, I've been quiet from day one. How was I supposed to speak up in a house of Michael Rappaport's and Colton Underwood's?
So true.
It was really easy to get lost in the mix with such big personalities. And I just kind of got used to going back into my shell. Like, make up a story and make them feel guilty for even bringing it up. Saying like, what was his excuse? He just kind of,
I don't know. I'm like looking at my notes. I'm like, did he say really anything? All I wrote down was, Eric isn't really defending himself well, but I don't know specifically what he said. Eric was just never really cut out for this.
Yeah. Rob brings up how Johnny was a traitor and then possibly recruited Tara, which I think was a really good theory until they pointed out, like, why would we be doing this? Like, why would we be openly being a team and drawing more attention to ourselves if both of us were traitors? Like, that doesn't make sense. And I feel like that kind of debunked his little plan.
No, definitely. I was really thinking maybe things would turn at this round table. I actually think Johnny did a pretty good job laying out like a solid argument for Eric. It just comes down to like Maura's inability to stray from the plan and see the evidence in front of her face.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. I would be Maura. Like, especially if I was like actually like hooking up with a hot guy in the castle and he's like telling me, he's grabbing my face and saying to me in my eyeballs, we're gonna win this, like so sweet talky. I would be a puddle, you know. I really felt for her in that moment too. Like, that was, the face grab was diabolical. He did not have to go that hard.
You know how she felt like in her stomach when he did that?
Yeah.
Like that sinking, like tingly feeling in your stomach. Like, oh, and she believed him. We can't blame her. I don't blame her. I do
a little, because it's just like, you can't blindly trust anyone in this game. Even the way Johnny and Tara are like, 99.9% sure that it's not my friend. It's like, well,
it's not
like
100.
If we were playing together, I couldn't be 100% sure that you were or weren't a traitor. And Maura, you have to just be, even with all of your closest friends and your alliances, you can always never be too sure. And that was dumb on her part to not be questioning everyone.
Bergie in our interview brought up a really good point. Like, it's almost a strategy to chummy up to people that you feel strongly are traitors and keep them around, because if they think you trust them, they want you there. Maura could have taken a free ride all the way to the end and then turned on Rob at the end and won. And she could have said, that was my strategy all along. I knew you were the traitor and I was your sidekick. I knew you weren't going to get rid of me. So I just rode it all the way to the end. Had she done that, I would have been okay with that. Well,
of course. That would have been more than okay. And I thought there was potential for that, because maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago, I felt she wasn't buying Rob's defense for the whole Candiace thing. She was kind of giving him weird looks. I was like, what if Maura actually knows all along, but she's playing the long game here? But she wasn't. With so many options these days for weight loss treatment plans, it can be super hard to know which one is the best choice, like who to trust, what to know about different side effects, and if something's even going to work for you specifically. And that's why Hers offers access to doctor-developed treatment plans that are personalized for you. Through Hers, you're connected with a medical provider who determines if the treatment is right for you, and then if you get prescribed, your treatment plan is personalized to support you reaching your goals. Plus, you can get access to a range of treatment options like oral medication kits or GLP-1 injectables. They even offer the convenience of 100% online care with licensed providers on the other side who learn your story and create a personalized plan to deliver healthy progress that you can maintain. So no more yo-yoing, just steady results. And so definitely go check them out, guys. To feel like your best self again, visit forhers.com/she'sallbatch to get a personalized, affordable plan that gets you. That's forhers, forhers.com/she'sallbatch. forhers.com/she'sallbatch. Weight loss by Hers is not available everywhere. Compounded drug products are not approved or evaluated for safety, effectiveness, or quality by the FDA. Prescription required. See website for full details, important safety information, and restrictions. Actual price depends on product and plan purchased.
So at the round table, we have 2 votes for Eric and 2 votes for Johnny. And Maura is the tiebreaker. Screamed once again when she votes Johnny. So happy about this. Goodbye, Johnny.
Yes. And you know what's so interesting that I kind of like made a note of too? If we weren't so far in the game where Johnny doesn't have to say whether he is a faithful or a traitor, like that would have totally like debunked Rob's whole game. Because could you imagine if Johnny got up there and then was like, yep, I'm a faithful. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're dumb. And then they could finally like rearrange their strategy. But because Johnny didn't have to say, that's like how Rob was able to smoothly get away with it. It's kind of almost not fair. I feel like they deserve to know that Johnny was a faithful.
Oh, no, I love that. That makes it harder for them at the end.
No, I know.
That's better.
But that's like key information that could have informed the whole thing. Because Maura's like now thinking they got out the traitor.
I think Rob would have just turned around and been like, oh, it wasn't Johnny, it was Tara. And then he would just push for her. And she'd be like, okay.
I think it's Tara.
So we get to the fire pit. Is it still called banishing at this point, I guess? Yeah, right?
It's think,
just
yeah.
With a fire pit?
Because Ellen's like, banish again with the little
So we get to the fire pit,
colors.
And it's Eric, Rob, Maura, and Tara. They banish Tara first, as expected, and then it's the 3 of them. And then I'm like, okay, so at this point, Rob is the winner. We just don't know if he's the solo winner. And this, like, that's what I mean. It was exciting up until the last second, because still at the last moment, you don't know if he's going to screw over Eric as well.
And the thing is, like, because Maura and Rob had that pinky promise to then go for Eric, like, we knew Maura was going to throw red regardless, but Rob had the opportunity. He could have thrown green and then voted with Eric. They both could have voted Maura, and then they win. But he threw red. And that I thought was interesting, because he could have still come off as the good guy, because he knew Maura was going to throw red regardless. He could have thrown green and then been like, Eric, I'm really sorry. Now I'm put in a position I have to vote for you because Maura did this. Like, it wasn't my choice. But he also picked red.
Wait. What do you mean?
I'm just saying he could have come off as more of the good guy to Eric, because I think as soon as Rob threw red, Eric was like, F you, like you're obviously betraying me. Versus if Rob threw green, I think Eric would be like, ugh, I understand. Darn, Maura threw red, I'm still going home. But like, sorry, like it's just the name of the game. Because then it's only Maura's decision to get him out.
There's just like a different level of betrayal. It's one thing to vote someone out at a round table. It's another thing to think that you're on the same team as another traitor and have that traitor turn on you. Like Eric's disappointment was so like palpable almost. Like I totally understood what he felt. Like he truly trusted that he was on the winning team and you were just a pawn.
I know, but also it's like, we've seen this film before. Have a backup plan. I feel like this happens every single time they get to the fire pit, other than literally last season when those 4 faithfuls all won. By the time they get to the end, things get screwy. You think you're going in with a certain group winning. And I think almost every other time it's been a betrayal. Suri with Ari, then CT and Trishelle screwed over MJ. She thought they were winning all 3 together and then they got her out. So like, it happens every time, Eric. You needed to think this through.
He said earlier in the season in his confessionals, like, is Rob going to just turn on me the way he turned on Lisa and Candiace? And like, yes, he is.
Correct. Yes.
Think ahead.
I'm trying to think what Eric could have done otherwise as a backup plan, but I don't think there was any way to get Maura to turn on Rob. So he was kind of like screwed either way.
He was screwed. They all were screwed. They were literally, they just fell into Rob's plan perfectly. Like the fact that at the end everything is still up to him. Like he wins, it's just a matter of how. Like he is the greatest of all time. When they say one of the greatest, like he's the greatest.
He was so far of the greatest we've seen. I would agree with that. You know what Eric could have done? He could have, as a backup plan, like obviously first plan, try to go win with Rob, but backup plan, be working Tara and Johnny to be like, hey, I hear you guys are saying Rob, like same. And that could have been backup. Because even though Johnny got out, if he had Tara, then it's 2 versus 2.
Yeah, well, I wanted to know if you have 4 people left and it's 2 versus 2, what happens? You banish again, but what's the difference? Like, isn't it going to just be 2 and 2 again?
Yeah, I think the theory is that eventually you have to vote someone, so someone flips their vote to make it not a tie.
Oh, but they don't outwardly say that, but like...
But that's kind of just what has to happen, at some point. Okay. Or you keep doing it until it's like someone breaks. Yeah.
But yeah, so Maura finds out that Rob has been lying to her since day 1. Her face of pure shock.
I was like about to cry for her, honestly. Like it was so painful to watch.
She just kept waiting for him to say, just kidding.
I know. It was like heartbreaking. The pause too of him being like, I'm a traitor. And he's like, no, really, like I am.
I know, it's really sad. She said, you're never going to get a girlfriend after this. Meanwhile, at the reunion, we learned that he has a girlfriend.
A girlfriend. I really want to know more about this girl.
I know. Not the right time, Robbie Bobby. Like, you're at the peak. I actually, since we have Taylor Frankie Paul as the Bachelorette, I am more open to outside people helping the franchise out. Rob would be a phenomenal...
Game-changing. That would be so good.
So he's going to have to break up with this chick. And you got like 6 months. Do you have time?
Totally. Have fun. Yeah. Spend time together.
But end it. And then you will get recruited to be on the show. You will revive it after Taylor Frankie Paul. And then we'll just be on a new level with the show.
I think though, like the show should just keep doing that. Honestly. Like find people in pop culture who are like the it people, who are these heartthrobs, like people are rooting for them to find someone and make them the lead. Like it doesn't have to just be a one and done Taylor Frankie Paul revive the franchise and then we go back to the formula that like slowly declined us in the first place. Like keep bringing people that everyone cares about, not just people who are watching the last season.
Yeah.
Ugh, like think of the numbers if Rob was the Bachelor. Oh my God. That would be amazing.
I'm not totally writing it off. Now that with TFP, I think anything is possible. I think there's
the only thing is Rob is not Hulu ABC talent. He's NBC talent. Not that that technically matters. Like Colton was ABC talent and went to
that's true.
Traitors. But yeah, I don't know. NBC is very protective of their peeps.
I mean, when Rob says things like, would you give $100,000 to someone you met 3 weeks ago?
Fair
point.
point.
Like, fair point. Like, your guys aren't like lifelong best friends. You did just meet her. And
it's also a game. It is a game. Like, you guys all signed up to play a game of lying to each other. Like, if we played a game of Monopoly and I screwed you over, would you be mad? It's like, we signed up to play Monopoly. We're playing Monopoly right now.
I was happy that they were a little easy on him at the reunion because, like, Candiace wasn't. But besides her and Lisa a little bit, everyone was like, no, he deserves it. Greatest of all time. Like, great gameplay. Like, they can acknowledge the fact that it's a game.
Yeah. No, I think a lot of people, I even thought from Lisa, she was kind of giving him a little sass, but that's very just like Lisa playing the game and making television. I think for the most part, they're all kind of like, yeah, it's a game. We signed up to be on a TV show where you play a game and lie to people. I felt like Lisa was in a good spot with it. Even Candiace, I feel like both of them are just like such housewives where they're there like bringing the drama for television's sake. But I even think Candiace deep down like knows it wasn't that serious.
Yeah, she was really not having it with him.
I know. But like in a playful way. Didn't it seem like she's not going home and is genuinely hurt about Rob?
I mean, I think, she did the best she could do with her breadcrumb on the way out. It was up to everyone else to put that together, and it's on them. But
I was shocked even that Maura seems to be in a fine place with Rob, too.
2 minutes after he reveals it, and she's like, her shock is wearing off, and she's like, oh, I still love you. Like, and she was totally fine with it. I'm like, girl,
I know.
You could be mad at him a little bit. She's going to get a Birkin.
I know. Congrats, Maura. Honestly, well played. Like,
for real.
That's a good consolation prize, at least, right? Like, that's worth. They were saying a Birkin's like $10,000. I think it's way more, isn't it? Like, I think like $50,000 or something.
Standard, like the main ones, and then like you go up as they get fancier or something.
I don't have one clearly, right. So I don't know.
Wait, can we talk about the receipts allegedly that Candiace said that she had regarding Colton and Rob? And she said that Rob was feeding Colton information that she was a traitor. The second she said that, I was like, well, if Colton doesn't know that Rob is a traitor, he's just doing what everyone else is doing. Like, you talk about who you think are traitors. And she was acting like she had some bombshell information that was going to like blow up everything. Like, and I'm happy that Colton pointed out, he's like, well, I didn't know Rob was a traitor. So like, how is that any different from anything else?
I know. I think Candiace is like playing too emotional and like real of a game, and that was kind of like reflected in the reunion because she's like, well, you were playing the game in a way that wasn't nice to me. And it's like, okay, but that doesn't mean he was playing the game incorrectly or badly. It's just not the way you wanted it to go. Yeah. But he still was like well within his rules. I think she was just grasping at straws to make it seem like he's a bad person.
And I agree with her in the sense that like he didn't have to screw her over that quickly. Like, they got rid of Lisa. Like, he could have played off a little bit and like worked as a team, and he just didn't want to. But it turns out he just didn't want to with anyone. Everyone was a pawn in Rob's game.
It wasn't personal.
One thing I did make a note about that Candiace said that bothered me was to Rob, you wanted to win alone, and I would have respected you more if you had just said that. Why would he say that? Why would he tell the people he's working with, by the way, I plan to win alone and I'm going to screw you over? Like, that's
what I'm saying. Yeah, I just feel like Candiace is so unrealistic in what she's expecting from him. Yeah. And I think it's really just coming down to like, she's butthurt that she was kind of a little bit outsmarted and she didn't win. And she's like, well, you should have done it this way. And it's like, well, he was playing the game the proper, correct way. So I don't know what to tell you. Well, what did you think of this reunion overall, though? Because I was expecting it to be like way juicier, and I feel like other than a few little moments here and there, like it was pretty boring.
We got a few moments here and there. I liked seeing everyone. I liked like getting to hear everyone's reaction to what went down. Even just seeing them all in the same room was nice, so I enjoyed it. But yeah, no, it wasn't juicy, and I think there was a lot of time spent on stuff we don't necessarily care about. Like,
totally.
Portia going home, being the first one. Was she?
I know. I'm like, who are you again? Well, that was so long ago.
Sure, let's address it for a minute, and then let's move on to like more pressing topics. And that we just kept going back to that. And then Michael Rappaport screaming at people and going, clip.
Dude, the way I literally wrote down, I'm like, why is he screaming? Like, he just... like should never be on television again. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And he admits that like
he's so annoying.
He sees the cameras and the lights and he turns into an actor and feels the need to be like obnoxious, but we're not getting anywhere if you're just screaming over people the whole time.
Right. No, I know. And wasn't it weird though when he was like, yeah, I talked to Dolores and my wife and they said to like shut the F up. So as a result, I just like screamed and talked so much. It's just like sometimes I'm just like, dude, what are you saying?
Yeah, cool
He's
story.
just saying nonsense.
Yeah.
For the sake of talking. Like it's just like you're wasting space. My precious oxygen is being wasted by you.
I was most annoyed that when they brought out just the traitors and then Maura and like some of the other like people that lasted longer, Donna Kelsey gets front row center next to Rob. I was annoyed for
she was a traitor.
She's so irrelevant now. She was a traitor. We haven't seen her in 74 episodes. Sit in the back and we'll give you some airtime. But like, why are you sitting next to the winner of the show when you went home episode 3? That's crazy.
That's a fair point.
Let Eric sit in the middle and she could sit on the end. Like it genuinely bothered me. And then they brought the rest of the cast out and I'm like, they should have like name tags on the seats and like put them in order of like relevance because I feel like we got a lot of airtime with people that we didn't really need to. Why didn't we didn't
I
really
agree with
get
that, yeah.
much with like the Natalie, how everyone turned on her. Like we did touch on it a little, but we didn't really go hard into that.
No, I know. That's why I feel like the conversation topics for this reunion were just kind of like misplaced. It was all over the place and I found myself often like tuning out. I was not at the edge of my seat for this reunion at all.
Edge of my seat for the finale. I actually stood up at like the really stressful times. I stood up and I was like covering my eyes. I didn't want to like see it at first because
That's so funny.
They really made it seem like 3 separate times that Maura was going to change her mind and turn on Rob, and all 3 times she didn't.
Should we talk about Lisa bringing up the Colton thing for like a hot second? I thought that was going to be a way bigger moment. Like there were rumors going into the reunion that Colton fully walks off the stage. We did not see that happen, so I don't know if it happened or didn't.
I made a TikTok about that though. He went on Harry Jowsey's podcast and talked about that before the reunion even aired. And said that, I didn't walk off stage. Like when you do reunions, there's planned breaks. So at one point in the conversation, I got up to get off stage and I went to my team and I got water and food or whatever. And he's like, so to have that be spun into the fact that I got up, I walked off stage. But like according to his version, it was during a planned time to get up. I think 2 things could be true. I think maybe your planned break just happened to be right after that was brought up and it looked like you were angry, so people thought you stormed off. I think is probably the most likely situation. But the hostage thing...
Yeah, the whole thing was coming off to me that like, and this is honestly very classic Lisa Rinna, the housewife, where someone needed to address this controversial topic and they were like, okay, how do we like organically bring this up in conversation? We need this somehow in the show. And Lisa Rinna was like, I'll do it. I'll stir the pot. And she just signed up to like drop the bomb more or less. You know what I mean? And in that sense, like I give Lisa Rinna props. Like she's a great housewife for that reason. She understands the assignment that she is like in show business and she comes on the show to stir the pot, to make a dramatic reunion, because that was probably the only thing people were talking about leading into the reunion, and that to me was maybe the only moment in the reunion that I was like, oh, eek.
Well, a couple things to that. I was like more annoyed by her confusion. Like she made it seem like she was confused. Like, what did you mean when you said you were going to
But she's not. She's such a little like slot. She knows what she's doing. She's planting the seed to start that conversation.
I'm like, did you think he meant he was going to tie you up and put you in a closet? Like, obviously you knew he meant figuratively. He was going to manipulate you and quote unquote.
Yeah, no, she knows that.
It was her acting like because she's like, but why that word? Why that word? Like, okay, obviously we know that he shouldn't have used that word given his past, but like, you know, he didn't mean he was going to hold you hostage. Like
100%, but you know what she's getting at to like bring up his stuff. Mm-hmm. She's playing dumb on purpose to fuel that conversation.
What did you think of his?
He said the best version of what he could say in that moment. I think a lot of like what he's done is like pretty pretty unforgivable. I don't really think anything he can say is really going to change that. But I think he gave a strong, empathetic PR answer. I don't know. What did you think?
Yeah, I think it was a strong answer that was probably, he had time. He knew the question was coming, so he had time to prepare. I was empathetic for him. I mean, I think it doesn't, the two things could be true at the same time. We don't have to excuse his behavior, but we can also feel sorry for a man that felt like in that dark of a place that even talking about it 6 years later, he's still getting choked up. It's bringing him to tears of how dark of a place he was in. Like he's openly admitted that he was suicidal during that period of time. So like, you can have a heart and feel sorry that someone went through that and still think what he did in his past is wrong.
I do kind of think, and I don't know if this is like an unpopular opinion, I understand why they felt like they had to bring it up in the reunion because it was such a topic of conversation while the show was airing. But I don't know if it necessarily like warrants being brought up at the reunion because it actually is in no way relevant to the show or the gameplay or anything that we just watched. It's kind of just like digging up something that happened literally years ago just for the sake of like feeling like they had to address it because it is such a serious controversial thing, but like it has nothing to do with Traitors or this reunion. That's why we're like, but like that's where I think Lisa was just like doing the job that she was assigned to do, where they were like, all right, we need to address this, we need to figure out a way to bring it back to the show. So Lisa's like, hostage, what did you mean by that? And it's like she knows what he's gonna say, but I don't think it needed to be addressed. I think they could have been like, hey, this is something that happened in Colton's past, we're not addressing it, we're addressing that it happened, but like it's not relevant to the show, so moving on. Like if Andy said something like that and just like put a pin in it, I would have been like, okay.
I think the people that don't like him will continue to not like him, and the people that are indifferent will continue to be indifferent. Like he hosted an entire show before this, and no one cared. Granted, no one watched the show. It was
right. That is the little
Are You My
piece
First?
About
Did
it.
anyone watch it? Like literally anyone.
And I feel like if someone watched it, we would know, right? Because he hosted it with Caitlin Bristow. That's very in our Bachelor world. And no one in the Facebook group brought it up. And I feel like everyone's always talking in the Facebook group about like shows they're watching or other things we should cover. Yeah. I actually forgot that show even happened.
Yeah. Traitors is just that much bigger than Are You My First? So
right.
Yeah.
He also had that documentary about him, like coming out Colton, and like maybe another show
he's
too.
Done a lot in the public eye since everything.
So like it is what it is. I don't know. I also want to be clear before anyone comes for us in any comments. I am not condoning anything he did. Stalking is horrific and horrible, and don't get our words twisted. Yeah, I think that should be implied. Yeah, but anyway, moving on from that.
Anyway, I did think that we got a little clarity to what Colton was trying to do when he did go to Lisa, because Andy said what we pointed out, you can't, if you truly think Lisa is a traitor, you know you can't win with her. You know she would win if you two really did make it to the end. So what was your plan here? And I didn't realize this, but he said he was trying to get recruited and basically said, I'll work with you. And I'm like, I didn't realize that, because I thought you were just blowing smoke up her butt and like using her to get to the end and then maybe turn on her later on, which would have been a good move.
Which is what I thought he was kind of strategizing too. And I do wonder if maybe now that he's had time to think about it after the fact, now he's like, oh yeah, maybe I could have gotten recruited. But at the time, that maybe wasn't something that he had considered. But I mean, both would have been fine strategies. I thought that was like such a bold move when he did it in the show. But like,
I loved it.
Yeah, ballsy, but fun.
I mean, overall, this is definitely, in my opinion, the best season of US Traitors so far.
I think so too.
Enough good episodes versus bad episodes. Episode 8.
What was episode 8? I don't even remember.
Well, 6, 7 was
Is that the one when right after Steven left where you were like, I don't like these people?
I think it's the Colton left. Colton and Lisa in the same episode. And I'm like, two major people who were actually driving storylines. And then we were stuck focusing on like the Quiet Gang.
But see, you came to be invested in the Quiet Gang as time went on. So it just goes to show you don't know these people until you do. Sure. And I think that's an important thing that you should listen to in your heart when I tell you to watch new shows.
Okay. I'll take that away for my lesson.
I think that's the real lesson we've all learned from Traitors season 4. Is it? Yeah, season 4, right?
Season 4. Season 5 is the civilian season. I looked, and the application deadline is March 10th, so we have time.
Oh, wait, we actually should apply. I thought the deadline had technically passed, so I had given up on formally applying, because you do have to make a video. But should we do it?
Yeah. We don't need to do it. We're not Johnny and Tara. We
don't need to do it together. But do you think if we did a video together that increases our chances?
No, I think it would hurt us.
Oh. Okay.
I don't
Maybe
think
over the weekend I'll make a video. You should wear that in your video.
I should just make
You should be like, "Hi, I'm going to be a traitor."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only want to go if I'm a traitor, though. I would be so bored if I was a faithful, counting how many times people sneeze to try to put together clues. Like, knowing the game and knowing who is a traitor and who's not is so much more fun, I think, than having to guess.
For sure. I think the preference is to be a traitor, but only a few people can be that.
I think I would be good at it too, though. I think I would be way better at being a traitor than I would a faithful. Can't trust anyone, even the person I'm in an alliance with.
Yeah.
So I would just not trust anyone.
The thing that stresses me out is I just like really don't want to go home early on. Like, I would hate to be a faithful and then be like gone first night.
I know, it's really hard to figure out how to play. Because you don't, like, do you want to be everyone's friend? Everyone likes you, but then you could be, I could teeter on being, okay, I'm everyone's friend, but I'm too loud. I'm too much. I must be a traitor.
No, well, no, and that's the social game and the balance you have to, like, ride. Ugh, I just, like, but someone has to go home first.
I was thinking last night of a strategy that if I was on the show and I was a faithful, I would tell every single person secretively, I trust you 100%. Because in that, I will tell the traitor at some point I trust them, and I won't know. But my goal would be try to get a traitor angel versus try to fight traitors. Like, I want to make an alliance with a traitor unknowingly, and maybe if they feel like, because you don't vote out the people, or you don't eliminate the people who you feel trust you. So that would be my strategy.
For sure. Yeah, but I feel like with the first person eliminated, it's just like short end of the stick. They're just like drawing straws because they don't even know anyone. Like, I don't even, who even was first eliminated?
I think it was
here.
Oh no, Portia was first banished because that was what Ron led.
But someone had to be eliminated before. It was just some random person. Then they were just like, oh, I don't know this person, because they just have to do something.
It's like Ian.
Yeah, who is that? There's no way to know.
I mean, he got airtime yesterday. I'm like, okay, come on. Can we like
get that's what I'm saying.
Priorities, people. Like,
yeah.
Well, this was our first non-Bachelor related TV show that we recapped from start to finish. Oh,
yeah. I don't know. There's no way to know.
I don't think. I mean, we've definitely talked about Love Is Blind, but not like recap episode.
But not formally recapped. Yeah, where it's like we have to do a dedicated episode to it every single week.
So this.
So I think that is true. Yeah,
I think it did. It went pretty well. I had fun. Too. We're going to be back next week. The Nancy updates are coming then. It's been kind of a crazy week with our interview and the snow in New York. Some of you asked about it, but yeah, we got hit with crazy snow, and that kind of screwed up scheduling this week as well.
Yeah.
But next week, we're coming with Nancy updates. Sophia with an F's book. I have thoughts. Don't want to share them yet because I want to.
Oh, yes.
I have a lot of thoughts. Really excited about that, though.
The Bachelor
Takeover, which is premiering on Monday night. And other things. So if you have topics you want us to talk about, anything. Oh, I kind of want to talk about Selena Gomez and the theories on TikTok.
Okay.
So that is coming next week. So make sure you subscribe wherever you are listening. If you're watching on YouTube, like this, subscribe, leave a comment below. Tell us who your favorite contestant was this season.
Yeah, and tell Stefanie she looks like Maura from
Traitors. Please. Yes. Well, we'll see you next week. Is that it, Jackie?
I think that's it.
Damn it. You got the better word. Bye, bitches.
I know. Yeah, how would you say that in Maura language?
Bye, bitches.
Bye, bitch. I can't
Bye,
do it.
bitches.
Bye, bitches.